I'm starting a series called Lessons Learned because I figure I have all these projects that I've been doing, and each one has taught me several lessons that I feel like are worth sharing, especially to my beginner quilter friends. First up, we have the puff quilt tote that I posted about a few weeks ago, and these are the 5 things that I learned in making this. First, this was a great project to make my first puff quilt. I've wanted to make a puff quilt, but I'm so nervous that they won't wear well, like they won't wash well, they won't actually be comfy. So this was a great way for me to kind of dive into the process to see how to make a puff quilt, and but not have to commit to a giant quilt and all of the stuffing, all of the fabric, and all of the time. So this was a great way for me to kind of jump into that. Number 2, in my quilting, I usually use patterns like on a rag quilt that I made, but with this small of a section, I feel like the patterns show up too much. Like you can't even see all the blocks that I used because of the pattern. And I found out I'm not really a fan of like this sequential kind of look. So any of my bags that I make, I'll be sure to make sure they're more random so that you can see all of the pieces on each side of the bag. Number 3, I learned that not all tutorials are created equal. And it leads me to number 4 that I'll get to in a second. But number 3 was I did not know how to box this bag. I felt like the person who made the tutorial taught me kind of a few things not to do when I start making my tutorials. So that was a revelation. I really blamed a lot of myself on some of my frustration with this bag. And when really I feel like maybe the tutorial could have had a few more like images or a few more like close-ups. So I'll be sure to add those into my tutorials. Number 4, because I could not figure out how to box this corner, I had to cut my project for the first time in my quilting history. It was so nerve-wracking to cut something I had already sewn and try to figure it out, but it worked, so at least I got over that fear. And number 5, the final thing of I already made the same mistake on the next project and I didn't realize it. But number 5 was when I get to the end and I'm turning it inside out, whether it is a bowl cozy, a bag, a boxy bag, I tend to rush to the back stitching, whatever I need to back stitch, like these handles, and I tend to rush doing the top stitch on the bag because I just want it to be done and I want to be proud of it and I want to be happy. And with this bag, I realized I put the handles in the wrong spot. And so to undo all of this like top stitching and then the back stitching that I've done and move it over, it's going to mess up. It's going to be a huge thing. So my 5th lesson was I need to slow down at the end. Just need to slow down and make sure when I turn it right side out that everything is the way that I want it, and then I can back stitch and then I can top stitch and be fine, because this was frustrating. This was so frustrating, the fact that this handle is not where it's supposed to be. So those are the 5 things that I learned, and then there are 2 takeaways in my reflection. Moving forward, I don't think I will make another puff quilt tote unless someone asks me, because I feel like this is a very specific kind of niche, like a specific kind of person would like this. I don't know that I could really gift this to somebody else. Like I'm not a real bag person, so I will only be making these unless somebody asks for one, or if I do try to make a quilt at some point. That is what this puff quilt tote taught me. Do you share any of the lessons that I've learned? Put them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you've learned through your projects these next few days, and look for more videos just like this, because I have lots of projects that I've done that I'll make a video for, and then all the ones coming up.